let's talk about how Garuda became the Vahana or the mount of Lord Vishnu. In this story, we begin with the era of Satya Yuga, when Daksha Prajapati's two daughters, Kadru and Vinata, were married to sage Kashyapa. One day, pleased with his wife, Rishi Kashyap said, "Ask for a boon, whatever you desire." Kadru requested, "May I have 1,000 radiant serpents as my son?" Vinata asked, "May I have only 2 sons, but may they be superior in power, body and strength to Kadru's sons?" Kashyap Rishi granted them their wishes and said, "So be it." Both were delighted. After instructing them to be careful in protecting their pregnancies, Kashyap Rishi went to the forest. When the time came, Kadru laid 1,000 eggs and Vinata laid 2. After 500 years, Kadru's 1,000 sons hatched, but Vinata's sons had yet not emerged. Out of impatience, Vinata broke open one of her eggs. The child inside had developed only half of his body. The lower half was still incomplete. The newborn child, enraged, cursed his mother, saying, "Mother, out of jealousy you have bought me out of the egg prematurely, leaving me incomplete. Therefore, you will serve as a slave to the co-wife you envy for the next 500 years. If you do not break the second egg and do not deform or cripple the child inside as you have done to me, he will free you from this curse. If you wish your second son to be powerful, you must patiently wait for another 500 years. After cursing his mother, the child flew into the sky and became Arun, the charioteer of the sun god. The red hue of the dawn is said to be the reflection of his presence. When the time was complete, the immensely radiant Garuda emerged from the second egg without any assistance from his mother. His brilliance illuminated all the directions. Some time later, Garuda learned that because of Kadru's deceit, both he and his mother Vinata were enslaved. If you wish to know more about the story of Kadru and Vinata, please listen to the story of Nag Panchami on Pauranik podcast. As we move forward, we see that Garuda resolved to free himself and his mother from slavery. He approached the serpents and asked, "O serpents, tell me exactly what I must bring to you or discover for you, or what favor I must do to you, so that my mother and I can be freed from slavery." The serpents responded, "Garuda, if you can use your strength and bring us the nectar of immortality, the Amrita, we will free both of you, that is you and your mother, from slavery." Hearing this, Garuda told his mother, "Mother, I am going to fetch the nectar." Having said that, he flew straight into the sky. At that moment, the Devatas noticed that great disturbances were occurring in their realm. Indra, the king of the Devatas, went to Brihaspati, their leader and spiritual teacher, and asked, "O revered one, why are these sudden calamities happening? I do not see any enemy capable of defeating me in the battle." Brihaspati then replied, "Indra, due to your transgressions and the power of the great ascetic sages, the Valkilyas, Vinata's son Garuda is coming to take the nectar of immortality. He freely roams the skies and can assume any form at will. His power is immense and he does have the ability to accomplish what seems impossible. He undoubtedly possesses the power, the strength to carry away the nectar." Upon hearing Brihaspati's words, Indra alerted the guardians of the nectar and warned them, "Be vigilant. The mighty bird Garuda is coming to steal the nectar. Ensure that he cannot take it by force." All the Devatas, including Indra himself, surrounded the nectar to protect it. When Garuda arrived, he created such a gust of wind with his wings that a cloud of dust enveloped the Devatas, rendering them temporarily blind, and the Devatas, overwhelmed by dust, became confused and could not see Garuda for a moment. The entire heavens were in chaos. The Devatas' bodies were battered by Garuda's beak and wings. Indra ordered the wind god to disperse the dust, saying, "It is your duty to clear this dust." The wind god or Vayudev obeyed, and the surrounding became clear. allowing the Devatas to attack Garuda. Garuda, however, endured their attacks while flying and roaring in the sky, roaring even higher than the Devatas. Despite the blows from the Devatas' weapon, Garuda remained unshaken and deflected their assaults. The Devatas' skin was torn by the blows of Garuda's wings and beaks, and their bodies were drenched in blood. Panicked, they scattered in all directions. Moving forward, Garuda saw that fierce flames were surrounding the nectar. Garuda created 8,100 mouths and drank water from many rivers, which he then poured into the blazing fire. Once the fire was extinguished, he assumed a smaller form and proceeded further. Garuda's body was as radiant as the sun's rays. He entered that area with great speed. There, he saw a massive iron wheel with sharp blades constantly revolving around the nectar. It was a terrifying wheel, blazing like the sun and fire, designed to protect the nectar. Garuda observed the wheel's movement and within a moment contracted his body and skillfully passed through the spokes of the wheel. Inside, he found two fierce serpents guarding the nectar. Their tongues flickered, their eyes glowed, and their bodies shone like fire. Their gaze alone could poison anything. Garuda blew dust into their eyes, blinding them, and attacked them with his beak and talons until they were crushed. He destroyed the wheel, seized the pot of nectar, and flew away at a great speed. However, Garuda did not consume the nectar. Instead, he soared through the skies towards the serpents. In the heavens, Lord Vishnu appeared before Garuda. Realizing that Garuda had no desire to drink the nectar, the Lord was very pleased with him and said, Garuda, I wish to grant you a boon. Ask for whatever you desire. Garuda replied, O Lord, please place me on your banner, and may I become immortal without having to drink the nectar. The Lord said, So be it. Garuda then said, I do wish to grant you a boon. Please ask me for something. The Lord replied, Become my vehicle, Garuda. And Garuda agreed to this, saying, So it shall be. With the Lord's permission, he continued his journey with the pot of nectar. There is a story ahead, but that for some other day. This story reveals how Garuda became Lord Vishnu's mount. Lord Vishnu is regarded as the deity of Shravan Nakshatra, and from this tale, it can be well understood that individuals born under the Shravan Nakshatra have subordinates who are extremely proud and do not let anything come between them and their self-respect.